Today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the Munsters action figures, and we're looking at Herman, the Frankenstein's monster with that ridiculously funny laugh. Down below there's a picture of Herman. Maybe my younger viewers have not ever watched the Munsters, but it's a silly sitcom depicting the family of the Munsters. Herman, Frankenstein's monster. And then we had, what, Lily, Bride of Frankenstein. Grandpa. Well, why don't I just flip it over? Why am I even talking about that? There's a picture of Herman right there, folks. Right there. And on the back, this comes to us from Diamond Select Toys. Up at the top there's a picture of Herman. Also be on the lookout for other figures, Grandpa and Lily. Which I guess, sorry, Lily wasn't Bride of Frankenstein. What's Spot talking about? She was a vampire, because she was, Grandpa was also a vampire. You can collect all three of the Munsters figures to build your very own electric chair. How about that? The read-up says for Herman, weighing 350 pounds and measuring 7 feet 3 inches tall, Herman Munster was built in 1850 by the famous Dr. Victor Frankenstein. A good-natured, soft-spoken funeral home employee, Herman is a World War II veteran, a good husband to his wife Lily, and loving father to his son Eddie. You can also go to www.diamondselecttoys.com to see not only Munsters here, but certainly other things coming to us from the good folks at Diamond Select. What I am going to do is take a terrifying break. I'm going to get this opened up. Certainly when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Herman. If you like Munsters, stay tuned. And included with Herman Munster, you get yourself several pieces of the electric chair. 3 pieces in total. Not enough to put together the electric chair. However, you do also get yourself an instruction manual showing you how to put the pieces together once you have acquired all 3 figures. Come here. Spot has all 3. Don't worry. These will get put together. We'll have an electric chair. Shh. Moving those aside, the other accessory that Herman does come with is, I believe this is his trusty lunch box that he takes on site when he goes to work. Pretty nicely detailed. You can see that there's a little bit of a wash there. Some nice shiny black paint applied on the front snaps to the lunchbox. A little handle there as well. Pretty good work overall. Moving that aside, and let's have a look at Herman. Let's just bring the camera up for a second and zoom into his face. And really fantastic work on Herman. Some of the paint is a slight bit messy. I mean, right around the top, right above his brow there, it's a little sloppy. But overall, it's pretty good. It is pretty good indeed. The hair is really done well. You can see that there are the bolts on the side of his neck. I think they've really got the likeness of Herman down. You can see the little wrinkles around his eyes. The nice familiar smile of Herman Munster there. Really nice work. Really nice work. We zoom back a bit. His body is, it's nicely sculpted, I will say that. I almost think that the paint that they put on him is a little too shiny. Just a little too shiny. Overall, it works, but the fact that it's shiny kind of makes the figure look, I don't know, kind of makes it look a little cheaper than maybe what it should have. The hands are done well. You can see even the stitch work around his wrists. The black painted fingernails. Again, really well done. His undershirt is also done really well. But I'm not a fan. Not really a fan of this shiny brown that they've put on him. It should have really been just a matte brown. Just a matte brown. Even in his legs, and I would almost go as far as to say even in his arms, His arms aren't bad, and neither are his legs. The legs, I think, are the better of the three pieces. If the color had just stayed that color and been that matte color, it wouldn't have been so bad. One leg is a little more than the other. It almost seems like there's just a level of inconsistency to the paint that's been applied to Herman here, which is really such a shame because overall it's such a great figure. Such a great figure indeed. Now this may not be for everybody. If you didn't grow up with the Munsters, then maybe this isn't for you. But I mean, I watched Munsters every day when I came home from school. I think Munsters usually was on like 4 o'clock, 4:30, and I always used to watch it. So to get Herman Munster here in a figure, really happy. I just kind of wish the quality had been done a little bit better, at least on like the jacket and pants area. It's a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy. Down below, the iconic platformed boots, giving Herman that little extra bit of lift. In the way of his articulation, Herman does have a very, very good ball-jointed head. He can move his head left and right, up and down. His shoulders are on a pin and socket, so they bend forward, back, out, all the way around. He bends at the elbow. That elbow also rotates back and forth. His arms are on a hinge, as you can see right there. They hinge out, back and forth. I don't think they rotate. No, they don't. Oh, yes, they do. This one might be just a little stiff. This one rotates, also bends up and down. He has a rotation in the waist. The legs are very similar to like a DC Universe in the fact that they hinge out, go forward and back. He rotates at the thigh, a single bend in the knee, and a bend in the foot. Any rotation in the foot doesn't look like it. But still, I like the fact that you can get this really wide stance with Herman. Not that you would necessarily need it, but the fact that they've really put the efforts into the articulation is definitely a plus. Just move the camera down a bit there. Let's get his lunchbox in his hand. And he is ready for, I was going to say school. If he went to school, I think he'd scare the crap out of all the kids there. But he is definitely ready for work. Really like this figure. Maybe except for a few issues with the paint. But for the most part, really pleased to have picked up this guy. And this is something I think I'm definitely going to want to put out every Halloween on display. I think, you know what, Herman, for the most part, is a well-executed figure, if not for a few little nitpicks here and there about paint. But for the most part, really happy to have gotten. I think Herman I'm going to give a very terrifying 8.5 to. Today's spooky spot, we're having a look at the Diamond Select Munster figures. And today we're having a look at Herman. Really happy to have picked him up. If you're a fan of Munsters, you might want to get him as well. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Woo!